Everybody, Kelly here, and welcome to Patriot Over 50. I'm going to get right into it, and I want to address Israel and Ben Shapiro because, well, they both suck, and I'm sick and tired of both of them. So, you don't get a vote, you don't get a voice, Israel. Let me say this loud and clear for the people in the back, and especially for the ones outside of our borders who think their opinion somehow matters. If you don't live in America, if you don't vote in America, then sit the fuck down. You don't get a say in who we elect. You don't get to trash talk our president or our politicians like your voice counts. It doesn't, period. You're not part of this system. You're not affected by our policies. Well, maybe you are, but you shouldn't be. You're not paying our taxes. So why are you so obsessed with our leaders? Why? Because they give you money? Yeah. Because you can sway them? Yeah. Not for long. Why do you think you can stir up shit and hate and trash talk our country if you don't even belong to it? Newsflash, America isn't your punching bag anymore. And our president, whether you like him or not, was elected by us, not you. So your hate-filled commentary, it's irrelevant. It's ignorant and it's pathetic. As a matter of fact, Israel and Bibi, you are pathetic. If you want to fix something, start with your own country. Clean up your own mess, because hanging on to America's coattails just to boost your platform makes you look desperate. And we see right through it. This isn't about Trump. This is about respect, about sovereignty, about knowing your place. So unless you're living here, voting here, and contributing here, your opinion is just noise. And we're done pretending it matters. You don't get a vote. You don't get a voice. Stay in your fucking lane. Whew. I want to call out people who pretend to be America first while pushing foreign interests. Ben Shapiro. People who shame Christians or conservatives who don't fall in line. People who weaponize identity to silence criticism. People who use movements like TPUSA for influence rather than conviction. Ben Shapiro, I'm talking to you. So let's go. Ben Shapiro's relationship with Turning Point. There's been a long-running tension between Shapiro and Charlie. There was when he was alive. They didn't like each other. They represent different factions of the right. They clashed on strategy, tone, and priorities, and their unity moments, if there were any, often looked transactional rather than genuine. Ben's foreign policy priorities. He's extremely hawkish on foreign policy positions. His consistent prioritization of Israel's interests over America's in his commentary. His tendency to frame disagreement as moral failure. Number 3, his treatment of critics. Shapiro has a long record of talking down to people he doesn't like and people who aren't Israel first. He has a long record of mocking people who disagree with him and his Israel first stance. He uses rapid fire rhetoric to steamroll opponents, acting as if disagreement equals ignorance. His moral inconsistency, his outrage at some civilian casualties, but not Israel's genocide of Palestine, his selective empathy, and his tendency to justify extreme military actions abroad while preaching morality at home. That's everything. That's what he does, all of that. Let me start by saying he admittedly follows Orthodox Jewish tradition, which relies heavily on Talmudic interpretation. Let's be clear about one thing. Orthodox Jews are not Christians. Judaism rejects Jesus. They say Jesus was not the Messiah. They also do not believe in the Trinity, and they are still waiting for the Messiah to appear, waiting on Jesus to come for the first time. They believe that God favors them over every other group in the world. They they believe they are special. They believe they are superior, a superior race. And they do not like you. They do not like me. They do not like us. Don't be fooled. All right, Ben. Little Benny Shapiro, you little worm. Ben Shapiro, the self-appointed hall monitor of the conservative movement, the guy who sprints to every microphone like it's a fire drill just to remind us that he and only he gets to decide what's morally acceptable for the rest of us. Ben, buddy, you've built an entire career on talking fast enough that people don't notice the contradictions leaking out of your pockets. You show up at every conservative event acting like the substitute teacher who bought his way into the classroom and now wants to grade everyone else's homework. And don't even get me started on the Turning Point saga. You pretending to be besties with Charlie Kirk is the most awkward political cosplay I've ever seen. Everyone knows what you tried to do this past weekend. But here's the real kicker, you guys. Anytime someone on the right says, hey, maybe America should come first, then you act like they just committed a felony. Suddenly you're wagging your finger, lecturing, scolding, and trying to shame people into silence because nothing terrifies you more than conservatives thinking for themselves. You've turned disagreement into a moral failing. You've turned criticism into heresy. You've turned America first into a dirty phrase because it doesn't center your priorities. What would that be? Israel first? It's Israel first for you, Ben. We all see it. You can talk fast, Ben, but you can't outrun your own record. You've mocked callers, steamrolled guests, and treated anyone who doesn't fall in line like they're beneath you. You've built a brand on being the smartest guy in the room, but somehow you're always the last one to realize the room has moved on. Here's the truth. People are tired of being bullied into silence, Ben. Tired of being shamed for putting their own country first. So no, Ben, you don't get to gatekeep the conservative movement. You don't get to decide who's allowed to speak. And you definitely don't get to lecture Americans about loyalty while you're busy policing everyone else's priorities. We see you. We hear you. And we're done pretending your fast-talking moral superiority act is anything more than what it is, a performance. And that's what I have to say about Ben Shapiro, the little worm, as Candace called him. And I thank you for listening. Please speak out, speak loud, and let's make America truly first. And I'll see you soon.